So, everybody's talking about Jamie, and now, so am I. Let's talk about it. So if you don't know, the musical Everybody's Talking About Jamie is currently running in the West End on Shaftesbury Avenue at the Apollo Theatre, and it is a musical based off a documentary. I think the documentary is on BBC Three called Jamie, Drag Queen at 16 or something like that, and it was about a boy called Jamie who wanted to go to school prom in a dress, and he had dreams of becoming a drag queen. I remember actually watching the documentary when it came out, and I was just in shock at how brave this person was. I remember saying to my mum, like, I could never do anything like that. And then the musical premiered in Sheffield, and I really wanted to see it when it was in Sheffield, but by the time I saved up money for the train fare to Sheffield and the price of the ticket on top, the show had finished, because it only ran for like 19 shows or something like that. And then it was announced it was coming to the West End, and I didn't buy tickets immediately because I was like, I don't really have the money to go see this show right now, because I thought it being in the West End it would be top West End prices. I was wrong, should have looked. I am an idiot, I'll admit that. Because they actually do £25 day seats, and they have tickets on Todaytix, and they have a £20 front row lottery. I did keep entering the front row lottery because I thought that was my only way to get tickets. I entered it like 11 times and I still haven't won. I'm still trying. When I found out about day seats, I decided to go and day seat that Saturday. But before that Saturday arrived, my friend Ollie messaged me saying, do you want to go see Jamie on Monday? So I was like, sounds perfect. So on Monday I went to go and see Everybody's Talking About Jamie at last. It was phenomenal. I have been obsessed with the concept album. I've had it on repeat, and when the London cast recording was released I ordered it immediately, and I've also had that on repeat, and I had very high expectations because of listening to the song so much. And I was quite scared that seeing the show would not match up to my expectations. I didn't need to be worried. It didn't meet my expectations. It surpassed them massively. Like, whatever I was expecting, the show tripled it. It was that good. So the show itself tackles really important issues that are present today, such as self-acceptance, not caring what other people think, bullying, diversity, being who you want to be, all of those sorts of things, and it tackles them in a really good way that isn't cheesy or cringy. It doesn't make it seem fake. It's a really raw, real show. The songs are insanely catchy, like Everybody's Talking About Jamie, You Don't Even Know It, Work of Art. They've all been stuck in my head so much. It's not only upbeat poppy songs, there are also some really hard-hitting emotional songs. It's My Boy, as sung by Josie Walker, who plays Margaret, Jamie's mum. The Wall in My Head, as sung by John McCree, who plays Jamie, who is obviously the main character. It Means Beautiful, sung by Lucy Shorthouse, who plays Pretty. There's a good mixture of songs. It's not all one consistency. That you've got like the upbeat, the happier tones, and then you've got the raw emotional ones that really hit home and pull at your heartstrings. One song that really hit me is It Means Beautiful, because the song is basically Pretty telling Jamie about how in Arabic Middle Eastern countries Jamie would be translated into Jamil. My own brother's name is Jamil, and the song basically says how Jamil means beautiful and strong and true, and really powerful words like that. Hearing a song with lyrics so personal to me within the context of the show as well just kind of broke me a little bit. Like, I've seen the show twice now, and both times I've just been quietly crying throughout that song, throughout most of the show really. Setting is really clever. I'll try and put a photo of the stage in here, but you have the desks, and they can be moved either way to make the set change for another scene. That big wall at the back can open out to reveal the inside of a house or the kitchen or whatever. The wall itself has like projections put on there throughout different songs and different parts of the show to show where they are or what's happening, and it just really helps set the scene. On top of that big wall you actually have the band there. They're not in the pit like most shows. They're up there, and it's a see-through glass panel, and sometimes you can actually see the band playing, which I really appreciate because I don't think that musicians get enough credit sometimes. I honestly could just sing my praises about the show to the high heavens. I feel like everything has been accounted for and everything flows really nicely, everything makes sense and all fits together really well. The show is just really well put together. One thing I absolutely love about the show more than everything else I've just talked about is the sheer diversity of the cast. I have the script with me, nicely signed by the cast, might I add. I'm just going to read you the characters' descriptions on the first page. Bex, who is white, Becca, who is black, Saeed, who is a Muslim boy, Pretty, who is a slightly chubby Muslim girl who wears a headscarf. You've got Sai, who is Asian, Fatima, who is Iranian, Levi, who is black, Mickey, who is white, and Vicky, who is white. And there are other characters who haven't even got their ethnicity written down, so they can just be completely flexible. As for the cast, I would list names of people who stood out for me, but that would mean listing the entire cast because they all stood out to me. From the main characters who are on stage quite a lot, to the swings and understudies and ensemble who are only in certain scenes, everyone puts in 110%. The energy is palpable and the emotions are so raw and so real that throughout the show, if you don't cry at least once, you probably have a heart stone. And not only are the cast really talented, they're also really nice. So I like to go to Stage Door after shows just to say thank you for an amazing show and say hello to the cast and everyone who is there. And both times I've been to Stage Door and they've been so lovely and they've been really happy to stop and chat and actually engage with their audience members and not just saying hello, sign, photo, leave. They seem genuinely interested in what you have to say. They actually do care about their audience members and they do want to engage with them, and it just makes the whole theatre experience a lot better for me. And I completely understand that if actors want to go home after a show, that is completely fine. I have filmed a Stage Door video which I'm going to edit and upload, but I understand like if actors want to go home, that's fine. They've just done like a really intense 3-hour show. The cast members I spoke to and Jamie do seem genuinely happy to stop. Like I think if they wanted to rush off, they could quite happily do that and no one would accuse them of anything or shout at them or whatever, but they are happy to really stop and chat, which is really nice. One thing I wanted to add into this video is I say a lot that I got emotionally overwhelmed and I cried. Jamie, I cried throughout the show, obviously, and I cried when I got home, obviously, and the same happened the next day with the next show, obviously. One thing that has not happened since The Great Gatsby is the day after the show I woke up and I was just flicking through my programmes and the script and stuff, and I got so emotional with love for the show I started crying. Now I didn't film this with Gatsby because I didn't think about it. With Jamie, I filmed myself the next day after the show. Like the show was the night before, this is the following day, still emotionally overwhelmed with love for this show, and I just broke down into tears. And I decided to film it to prove to you guys I'm not joking. Insert clip here. So very much like my Neverland video, I decided to film a little bit of the day after so you can see that I'm really blotchy-eyed and tear-stained, and that's because I literally have just seen Jamie 2 days in a row, and I sat here and thought about it. Literally just woke up this morning, started thinking about the show and just burst into tears with how much I love it. And that is the first time I've done that since the last show of Neverland and the first show of Gatsby. So, you know, I'm not lying when I say I sat here crying. I've been sat here sobbing for like a good hour just because I love the show so much. It's just overwhelming of love. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I did that with Gatsby as well. The day after Gatsby, I couldn't comprehend words and I woke up so in awe and in love with the show, I just started crying, just like that. Something else I have to mention, because I don't think they get enough credit, the front of house staff at the Apollo Theatre are so nice. First time I went with my friend Ollie, and the second time I went by myself. When I went by myself, they noticed I was on my own because there was no one with me, and they seemed to go out of their way to be really chatty and nice and friendly and just be really welcoming when I came into the theatre, which made me feel really at ease because sometimes I can get a bit anxious, and that just completely calmed me down, and it was a lovely thing for them to do. And then in the interval, one of the ushers came over and noticed I was by myself, and she said, oh, as you're on your own, would you like your seat upgraded? And I was up in the upper circle where it was a slightly restricted view but easily ignored, and she upgraded me to the dress circle, which is the next tier beneath, and I had a seat which was actually significantly better and I didn't have to pay any extra cost, and she did that just because I was by myself, and I was really grateful. So a massive thank you to the front of house staff for just being really lovely and genuinely nice and making my theatre experience so much more enjoyable. Honestly, I don't even know who Jamie is. I'm not like obsessed at all. This is not excessive in the slightest. I think that's everything I have to say for now. If I have any more thoughts, I'm sure I'll make another video. Jamie part 2. I need to do a Gatsby part 2. That's on the way. I do have a list of videos I'm making, but time is of the essence. So they will be up eventually. I can't say when. I thought I was going to make this video really well structured, and I did try, but I feel like I've missed out a million points. I urge you to go and see it if you get a chance, please. I'm absolutely going to keep entering the lottery. I'm going to go and day seat it. I need to see this show so many times. Thank you for watching, and bye.